What is up, everybody? The Brahma Bullpen is back, reporting to you from the cow pasture studio out here. Hey, we're in episode 14 of the Bullpen, getting ready for XFL, USFL merger and spring football. And we have breaking news, folks. Breaking news, breaking news. The Brahma Bullpen is breaking news. Well, nah, not really, man. There's no news out there. No merger news. We're not breaking anything on this podcast. Uh, we do have a little bit of news for those of you that have been watching the podcast over the past year or so. The bullpen is officially part of what is now called United Football Media Group. Our videos are going to start getting posted on their channel. It's a coalition, I guess, or a group of guys that have different podcasts. I'm pulling up my list right here. I want to officially thank the UFM for uh, allowing the bullpen to be part of their channel. You know, it kind of takes us and gets the bullpen out to USFL fans. They were a USFL specific group. The league is merging. We kind of hinted it last week. A lot of podcast groups are merging. USFL folks are reaching out to XFL folks, and XFL people are reaching out to USFL people. And we're just trying to make it to where we can cover spring football. The United Football Media Group is wanting to give you the best place to get fan reaction and news. These guys do a lot of player interviews here in the Brahma Bullpen. We've done some interviews, most of the time other podcasters and maybe some of the fan favorite folks out there back in the day. We tailgate and go to bars and things, but we're kind of fitting into the mold with the United Football Media Group, and we're gonna work on getting some player interviews out here. We'll see how it goes. You know, the USFL, to their credit, seem to be much more friendly to podcasters. They allowed them to get access to players, and they even interviewed GMs and coaches and things like that over at the UFM last year for the USFL. So, you know, the XFL's kind of kept podcasters at a distance. They want to kind of control the media, but that was their business model. You know, their business model was to control the product, own the product, produce the product, all that kind of stuff. Maybe with the merger and Fox and Redbird Capital getting together, maybe the old XFL teams will start to, letting the XFL quote unquote podcast group fan groups get a little more access. So we'll see. We're working on some things. Hopefully, we're bringing you some player interviews soon. But real quick, the United Football Media Group, they have a few different channels. So they got one channel called Table Talk with Ace. Ace focuses on the Houston Gamblers. He's a big Houston Gamblers fan. I don't want to give any info out there that Ace doesn't want you to know, but I'm an Aggie and he's a Baylor Bear. So, me and Ace all got a built-in rivalry. So I'm coming for you, Ace. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't want Dark Ace. I don't want Dark Ace. Uh, if you watch Ace's podcast, you'll know what that means. But then we got Captain's Log with Captain Brandon. Uh, I think Captain Brandon is the most natural podcaster of the group. I've been, doing my research. I got to get to know these guys, and he just seems to flow. I know sometimes I'm herky jerky and I forget the words I want to say because I'm not a professional media personality, so I'm just doing the best I can as a fan with a microphone and the internet. That's basically who I am. So Captain Brandon seems to be pretty natural at it. I don't know. Maybe he's got some formal training. We'll have to ask him sometime. Then we got the Breakers Weekly. Uh, with Lex. That's a great channel, especially for those New Orleans folks down there. Got that Cajun flavor. I don't know. I'm just kidding. But, the Breakers are covered down there. And then you got Hammer Time with Webb and Alex. They kind of tag team it. You kind of got a voice of reason and a voice of fandom kind of working off each other. I don't know if that's the right way I would describe it, but that's the way that the episodes I've seen it kind of comes off. And then we got the Stallions Run with Buck. And we also have our Tell Me About our weekly recap. So during the season, you're going to get a weekly recap that's league wide. It's not team specific. The other podcasts we talked about were team specific podcasts. And, we got the Brahma Bullpen. We're here to focus on the Brahma San Antonio football professional spring football team. And that's what we're here to do. And then we have a USFLA. It's like a debate show. So if you want to see a bunch of podcasters yelling at each other, no, I'm just kidding. Nobody yells at each other. Everybody's super nice. And that's what we do. So Check it out, United Football Media Group. We're on YouTube. You can see the logo down here on the screen. Check them out. So a lot of exciting things. We got mergers, and if you're a podcaster watching this and you cover one of the other XFL teams and you want to get in on this deal, hey, DM us. We're all on Twitter. You can message us on YouTube, and we'll reach out. These guys are super awesome. They're very accommodating. They're helpful. They give great advice, and hopefully we can take this channel to the next level. But with that being said, we're going to get on to our show. First thing we're going to cover is we did get a little bit of merger news. Turns out NBC's out. Why is NBC out? There's been different rumors out on the internet. It's probably has something to do with ESPN was in bed with the XFL, and Fox owns the USFL. And so where does NBC fit into the mix? And then also probably scheduling. Later on in the year, the league's supposed to be kicking off March 30th. That will put the spring football up against PGA, and NBC does a lot of PGA cover. So that's kind of the news right there. NBC basically said they want their viewership to come from golf, and they don't want to mess with spring football this year. So that's where we're at there. So that's the news we got this week on XFL, USFL. Now I'm going to go off on a little bit of a rant. My rant this week is why spring football is already better than the NFL. I hear so many people talk about the NFL needs a minor league team. The NFL needs a minor league team. And I know that players are trying to get game field, they're trying to get paid, and they're trying to get to the big money. My personal goal is for the spring football league to become its own big money one day and have a spring league that competes with the NFL, like in viewership and ratings and revenue and players getting paid. That's what we want. That's what my goal is. That's what my not goal, I guess I should say hope is. That's what my hope is. And you might be sitting there thinking, this stupid dude in a cow pasture is crazy. Spring football is not better than the NFL. I beg to differ. It depends on your definition of better. We're going to look at this story here about number 2 draft pick, first round draft pick, multi-millionaire Zach Wilson. All right. Zach Wilson, look at this headline. Zach Wilson, reluctant to step into the role as Jets quarterback. He doesn't want to be the starter. That isn't shocking of you. Here's a guy getting paid millions of dollars. If we look at Zach Wilson's base salary, his total contract is $3,855,000 and some change. $3.8 million. And we have to listen to this dude whine about not wanting the pressure of being a starting quarterback, or maybe he doesn't want to play behind his old line. Aaron Rodgers was supposed to step in there, rip Aaron Rodgers' Achilles, but he'll be back. He's going to prove science wrong. But rooting for you, Aaron. Yeah, so Zach Wilson doesn't want to start. He just wants to sit on the bench and collect a paycheck. That's what's wrong with the NFL. That's what's happening in college football. A lot of fans used to watch college football back in the day, and you would say, these guys are playing hard. We want to watch them play hard. We want to see them go out there and earn that NFL spot. And so they're putting their bodies on the line, which fans appreciate and support them in any way that we can. But then you get these entitled athletes. Zach Wilson already went through some entitlement criticism when he first came into the league, and then he does something like this. Well, what do you think's going to happen? Everybody's going to be criticizing you. Make it 3.8 million. Boy, get your butt on the field and play quarterback. Throw the damn ball. I don't know what else to say about that. I don't cover the NFL, so I don't mind if Zach Wilson sees the Brahma Bullpen podcast and gets mad at me. I'm out here in the cow pasture, son. Come find me. 3.8 million. Get your butt on the field, dude. Why is spring football better? I'm going to tell you right now, because a gentleman like Cam Brown, go ahead and put this post up from X, my boy Cam Brown. Okay. Cam Brown. What is his goal? What is his motto? Ready for a chance to compete and earn a spot on any roster. Okay. That's a spring football player right there. Put me on the field. I want to earn it on the field. And it doesn't hurt that he quotes Isaiah 40:31. Man has a little bit of respect for religion. There ain't nothing wrong with that. He'll probably get criticized for that by some folks, but hey, man, he's got the right attitude. Is the point I'm trying to make. He wants on the field. He knows that if he works hard, he's going to get rewarded. Those are the players that make it into spring football. Those are the players that we're going to try to interview here on the Brahma Bullpen. We want to know why they're playing spring football and what their goals in life are. Maybe some guys are playing spring football knowing that this is the last chance they have to play professional football. Uh, and they're just trying to live out a dream. Who wouldn't support that? These self-entitled millionaires, man, trying to tell their coaches and stuff, man, they don't want to get on the field. And I know the coaches are making buku's bucks too, and there's all kinds of politics going on in those back rooms. But from a fan perspective, which is what we try to do, it's ridiculous, man. Get on the field, help your team win. Jets fans have had decades and decades and decades of losing football. And then their number 2 pick is like, I don't want to be the starter. I mean, I don't even know, dude. So, anyways, that's it. That's my rant. Spring football is better than the NFL because spring football players are hungry and they love the game of football and they're not there for a paycheck. They're there to earn something on the field. Next, we'll just move on a little bit. James Larson, the GOAT right now. I don't know, man. James Larson and Mike Mitchell are probably the 2 guys that I look for information from the most. James Larson's been extremely accurate lately with his coverage of the merger and the USFL and XFL and player reports and stuff. So I just want to give a shout out to James Larson, Pro Football Network, Pro Football Newsroom. I know maybe we're not supposed to talk about other media groups, but hey, I'm going to do it. James Larson's doing a great job. And here he wrote up an article about the Brahmas. So in future podcasts, we'll probably dive into a little bit. We'll probably quote that article a lot, and just talk about hungry spring football players better than the NFL. So that's coming down later. Last thing we're going to kind of talk about here tonight, because I can't really tell you too much about player interviews. We're still working out the details. I want to talk now that I'm part of a USFL group, the United Football Media Group, if I haven't said that enough times yet. But there's been this banter back and forth between XFL and USFL people. And, throw up that Bleacher Report article right there, producer, if you get a chance. But, it's quoting The Rock talking about the XFL's league reported that they lost $60 million in 2023. Understand that a first-year product is going to lose money, and a second or third-year product should be at the point of breaking even, and a fourth or fifth-year product should be at the point of turning profit, right? So for someone to say, oh, the XFL sucks or needs the USFL to survive because they lost $60 million, first thing I'm going to tell you is, from the cow pasture, this is cow pasture math, what we're talking about right here. The first thing I'm going to tell you is the USFL and Fox are probably using what we call creative accounting. Okay. They're not setting the world on fire. You ain't making no money with nobody in the seats. Okay. I will tell you, and I will die on this hill. The XFL has a better hub model. All the teams practice in one place, ship them out to the cities, and get butts in the seats. Okay. Fans pay the bills. Remember that. We buy tickets, we buy food, we buy beer, we buy tailgate spots, we buy shirts, we buy hats, and we watch the games on TV. There's no debate that a game on TV with fans in the stand and crowd noise and atmosphere is better than the same exact game with no crowd noise and no atmosphere. What does a better product on TV mean? It means you're going to have more advertisers, better advertisers willing to play more money. It's a no-brainer, and I can't believe that people still have this discussion about these stupid hub models where a team from Pittsburgh is playing a home game in Canton, or a team from I don't even know, New Orleans is playing a home game in Memphis. I understand why they did it, but I'm not hating on it. I mean, you do what you got to do to get football on the field. I'm with you. What I'm hating on is constantly saying that because the XFL sees the importance of fans in the seats, that the league is not going to succeed and lost $60 million. The USFL and Fox are connected. Fox owns the USFL. Fox can push advertising revenue to the USFL that may not be advertising revenue meant for the USFL. They probably sign these big advertising deals and say, hey, we'll give you X number of commercials, during this month and time period. And the advertisers just advertise with Fox. They don't give a dang what it's shown on. And then, most of those advertisement deals are set up to viewership. So the advertiser pays more if more people watch it. The advertiser pays less if less people watch it. And you can kind of hide and slough some stuff through if you're the network and you own the league. It's easy to do some creative accounting and make it look like you had a little profit, but there's no guarantee that there was profit. If I was an auditor, I'd want to see the books. Now, the XFL's perspective, they lost $60 million. I 100% believe they lost $60 million. Okay. Don't doubt it in my mind at all. From day one, they said it was a 3 to 5 year profit return plan. Okay. Before the league even launched, they said, we're not going to make no money year 1 and 2, maybe year 3 if we get fortunate. But by year 5, we definitely want to be making money. I think another thing is the USFL and the XFL had a little different idea on franchises. The XFL is pushing franchise ownership. And now I think with the new merged group, I think that they're also going to be pushing for franchise ownership. Newsflash, if you're going to have franchise ownership, those owners are going to want those teams in their cities with their stadiums. And I'll tell you another thing. It's no coincidence, the rumors, of course, we don't know anything confirmed about the merger. It's no coincidence that this merger, the teams rumored to be part of the merger that stays, are teams with stadium deals. Simple. Butts in seats. That's my rant on that. That's going to be the episode this week. As always, like, share, follow, jump on the UFM, United Football Media, YouTube. Check out some of the other videos. Throw some comments down here. Let us know how we can improve the bullpen. And that's it, man. We're going to sign off here from the cow pasture and the Brahma Bullpen. As always, baby, horns forward. Let's go Brahmas. Hey, and by the way, no more sibling rivalry, XFL, USFL. If podcasters are merging and we're starting to get along, all you folks on X, you know who I'm talking about. Ducky, all the folks on X. We're a team. Let's get together. Let's make this work. Horns forward, baby.